my gosh, you're making a clothing brand just like everybody else. But yeah, y'all, you guys read my title and my thumbnail correctly. I am creating my first cut and sew piece. It's gonna be based on my favorite t-shirts, as you guys see, like the t-shirts I wear, 60s, 70s. I don't want to get quite into details about what the t-shirt's gonna look like. Right off rip, I just want to say the t-shirt will not be blank. I know everyone's hates, oh my gosh, another blank perfect boxy crop tee. Not saying that I won't ever make blanks, but there will be a print on the t-shirt. Just want to put that out there. Yeah, super exciting. Not gonna lie, super nerve-wracking. Got my phone with me so I can yap about everything that I know that I want to talk about, but I don't want to forget to talk about it. But yeah, this has been on my mind to start for like, I think like 2 years, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's been battling on and off. Like, do I want to do this? Like, everybody's got a brand, everybody's making their own pieces. Do I want to? And then as time's gone by, more people started clothing brands, so it's like, it's so saturated. But that's when I was like, so is the vintage game though. Like, the vintage game is so saturated. Little cold brew. And not to make it overly spiritual, but yeah, I was praying. I said, God, like, give me an idea to throw on the shirt as a print, because I don't want it to be blank. I know it's been something that's been inside my heart, but yeah, I just definitely wanted to pray about it. And so yeah, now we're here. We are getting the sample donezo as we speak. And that leads me to my next thing. Yes, it is gonna be made in LA. Whole process made in LA, which is a 2-hour drive for me. I'm in San Diego, but yeah, I think it was really important to me to get it done here locally in the United States, just because obviously you guys know I've been following me for a little bit, been doing vintage. Everyone knows made in USA is king. So it would have felt weird for me to not do made in USA. And I'm not saying other countries can't produce good quality stuff, but obviously I think that's just the propaganda that made in LA, made in USA is king. And in a way I think it is, especially because you can be hands-on with the project, you can be hands-on with the products, and that's what I've been loving through this process. The manufacturer I met, the guy heading it on, has been super solid to me. Not gonna lie, y'all, expensive. Like, expensive as heck. To get the first sample in itself is like more than 500 bucks. It's like 700 bucks, which is crazy to say, because patterning took a good chunk of that. But once we have the pattern set, if I want to do it like a second sample, it won't be another 700 bucks. It'll be more like 400, which is still crazy for like just another sample. And then once all that is set, the per item piece, if I want to go into full-blown production, it's obviously not going to be a crazy amount like that, but it's still going to be expensive. Like, so expensive to where I definitely can't charge $50 or even $60 for this t-shirt. It has to be a little more for that, for me to even make a little bit of profit, you know what I'm saying? And not that it's just about profits, because starting this is not like a get rich scheme. Like, this is not a quick way to just get rich. This is something that is an itch in my heart that I felt like I want to scratch creatively. And so I'm going for it. And that's what life is about, just trying things out, trying, failing, trying again, pivot, try again, repeat, etc. So yeah, made in LA, expensive as heck, but I get to be hands-on with it, and I get to be in communication with the guy in manufacturing. He actually did get done already with the first sample, but didn't get the color right that I had wanted. And so he didn't even charge me for that first sample. We got to change some fabrics around, change like the printing style on the graphic, all for free charge, because he wasn't happy with what they produced as a first sample. He was like, you know what? This first sample will be a rough draft of the first sample and we'll go at it again, which pretty commendable. He definitely could have been like a meathead, charged me that sample that I wasn't even happy with. And just to make sure that I cover everything I want to talk about today. Why am I starting it? Why am I starting it? That is a great question. Good question, dude. So yeah, I kind of just shared partially of why I'm starting it. Felt like it was on my heart, and yeah, it was a creative itch that I wanted to scratch, and now I'm scratching it. The other big reason is because, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of getting burnt out on vintage. Oh my gosh, mic drop. No, why the hell are we following you on YouTube, man? Relax, all right, I'm gonna get into that. I'm not quitting digging for vintage, which I love. I'll always look for vintage, and I'll always dig. I'll always go to estate sales. I'll always go to swap meets. I always look for good deals. That's not ever stopping. All right, I just want to make that clear. But the art of setting up a booth, 10 by 10, clothing racks, put clothes on there, and that is what I'm feeling kind of a little bit burnt out on and not passionate about. And it's been like that for like 2 years, but obviously just been pushing through. But yeah, I would say honestly the past 2 years just been feeling burnt out with the process of selling clothes in person, vintage clothes. A, because it's hard to find clothes. B, I don't necessarily love the clothes that I sell in person as much because, and this is like a whole rabbit hole, but it is so competitive to look for vintage clothes that like you kind of have to settle with what you grab just so you can kind of sell it on markets and be able to make money. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to just curate the things that I truly love, which are some older things, cool obscure 90s tees and older items. Like it's hard to collect that because A, everyone's looking for it. B, everyone's looking for it. And so, yeah, you can buy to sell, which I've done a good amount of. But yeah, I would say the full-on drive to sell at markets isn't fully there, especially because if you really truly want to make money selling vintage clothes in person, you have to do multiple events a week or get into really good markets. And to be frank, I'm not trying to drive to LA for Silver Lake every week to sell clothes. 2 hours and 2 hours back, Saturday, Sunday. Like that wouldn't make sense to me. And then the markets here in San Diego are still not quite there. There's one that I really love, Day to Day Vintage, but everything else is like very Y2K heavy, which is cool, but it's just not really my lane that I truly enjoy and not really the crowd of people that resonate with the things that I sell. And that's the other thing. It's hard to get into those kind of markets. So yeah, big part of the reason why I'm starting this is because I'm feeling burnt out selling vintage clothes as a living, as a job to provide. I'm not saying that starting your own clothing brand won't have its own hurdles and difficulties. I already know. First of all, it's so expensive. Second of all, I already know there's gonna be some issues. Like nothing you start is gonna be just a smooth sailing. And yeah, what I truly want to sell to you guys on my website is hard to come by. And so why not make something that is reminiscent of everything I love about vintage and making it accessible and make sure it kind of has the same feel, same touch, same look as my favorite vintage clothes. No, I'm not the first to do this. A lot of the greatest brands are inspired by vintage. Ralph Lauren, some of the new ones, Yermon, Pinup Rags. Pretty much your favorite brand, your mom's favorite brand, your cousin's favorite brand is inspired by vintage. So yeah, I guess the next thing is, what does this mean for selling vintage? Up until I feel secure and safe in social media, because if you guys didn't know, I make social media, I make content on Instagram, TikTok, I do paid work with brands. So yeah, that's the other thing, I guess, of why I'm starting this, is to where paid work with brands is not fully sustainable. Like this year is probably my best year yet with working with brands and paid ads. Super blessed, super thankful, but it is not forever. You know what I mean? Like that's why the smartest influencers create something from their following, because brand deals isn't always just gonna cut it. You know what I mean? And it's not always just gonna be there. You can't be naive and think that it's gonna be there in 5 years. That's why it's smart to use the platform you do have and create a brand, create something that is truly relatable to you and your audience. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. That's part of the reason why I started my vintage website, is because I wanted to start incorporating a way for you guys watching to support me and have something outside of just paid brand work. And now that I have this website, look at this, now I can make my own brand. And now if I want to make hair product, I can make hair product, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? And so I guess the first step was making my vintage website. And then now the second step is making my own clothes. And wherever else this entrepreneurship business leads me, I could go, you know what I mean? As long as you guys keep supporting, as long as you guys keep enjoying it. But yeah, I'm gonna be selling vintage clothes in person up until A, I run out of clothes to sell, B, paid brand work is more sustainable, or C, or a mix of A, B, and C, the clothing brand starts to be a little bit more sustainable. But it's gonna be a slow grind, slow process, because I'm not gonna be pushing out product. Oh, buy this, buy that, buy that. I really want to make sure. That's part of the reason why I wanted to be in LA manufacturing. I want to take my time with what I produce and not just produce anything just to produce something and make money, because it's not a get rich scheme. And B, it's so expensive. Like you can't just, I don't have the funds to just keep producing. I have ideas of certain things that I already kind of want. To be honest, I just can't afford making all that right now, nor do I want to, because I don't want to do like product overload on everybody's face. So yeah, my goal and what you guys can expect for this brand is vintage inspired with a creative twist. I'm not trying to be like a ginormous brand. I want it to feel like a close-knit community with you guys. That's why I haven't even posted about this on Instagram yet. I haven't told anybody. Literally just one-on-one, all right? Just you guys first, because I love y'all so much. I feel like you guys are my real deep knitted community. I really do appreciate all of you guys that's been on this journey of my YouTube for so long, for however long it's been that you've been watching, but I really do appreciate it. And the other goal is to make $5 million in 6 months. No, yeah, I told you guys, like, The profit margins with LA manufacturing is crazy. Like, almost done with the yap sesh. I just gotta touch on a few more things. What does this mean for the YouTube videos? I'm gonna start bringing you guys behind the scenes of me being at the manufacturer, behind the scenes of me building this brand. I feel like it's gonna be super exciting, and I'm excited to take y'all with me. It's me driving to LA, having conversation with the manufacturer, looking at samples, giving you guys exclusive behind the scenes, vintage pieces that I'm using for inspiration, showing that off to y'all, like whatever it may be. And the other thing is, I touched on this, I'm still gonna be digging at estate sales, swap meets, because dude, that is literally like knitted innately into me. Like I can't just ever stop that. I can't, if I'm 60 years old, I'll still be on the hunt. Like that's just genuinely what I believe right now. Like that'll never go away. The desire to find something sick, that dopamine rush, is literally like the greatest drug. I'm telling you guys right now. Put the damn drugs down. The alcohol, the vape, throw it out now. Literally just start thrifting. Literally the greatest drug. I stand by that. So yeah, it's gonna be a mix of building the brand behind the scenes and still sourcing. And we're gonna redo the whole website and everything, but I still want to, I don't know how it's gonna look, but I still want to sell vintage on the website, whether it's like a small little tab into where you can look at the vintage selection. I still wanna do that. I guess that'll be the goal, to where I really do just have like highly curated vintage clothes that I truly love. But yeah, been wanting to start this, been nervous to do it, but that is just what I want to say to you guys. Whatever it is on your heart, pursue it, pray about it. But yeah, feels good to get this off my chest and yap about this. Feels amazing to get this started, get the ball rolling. So many people just fail because they don't try, but you literally never know if you just pick up a camera and start recording. I would not have known that I'd be in this position right now if in 2017 I never picked up a camera, invested in a camera, and just started recording. If I never took that risk and did a vintage market with my boy Chris, I would not have been selling vintage the past 5 years. And now if I didn't just call up that manufacturer and visit it and give them my ideas, like who knows? Who knows where this will take me? Who knows where you getting over your fear of what people think, fear of failure, who knows where that'll take you? That's what I'm saying. Like if I can do it, you can do it. And if you guys are in the same boat wanting to start something, start it with me. Let's do it. It doesn't even have to be clothes. It could be creating content. It could be whatever. It could be you walking into your boss's office and say, give me a damn raise. Whatever it may be, lock the F in. But yeah, appreciate y'all hopping on this journey with me and listening to me yap. Super exciting, super nerve-wracking, but that's how I like it. That's how we're gonna do it. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, join me on this journey. And as always, appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later.
The way that you walk in the room, girl, you're making it harder to function. Step on the scene, you're looking at me, and my heart started jumping. And they'll never get it, cause baby, they think it's just casual loving.